103.5 FM, Okidi.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Please like, subscribe, and share, right? Hit the subscribe button right here. Remember to check out my book on Amazon.com. Hip Hop and Igbo Culture by yours faithfully, Martin Ifeanyi. Stick around, all right? Thank you.
Dr. Sir Bob Manuel Udoku, Zana Batlin Ogidi. Join Martins on Political Views on Mondays 3 p.m., Saturdays 10 a.m. on Ebonadi 103.5 FM, Ogidi.
The bodies of the former Chief Executive Officer of Access Holdings, Herbert Wigwe, his wife, and the son arrived in Nigeria yesterday. Their bodies arrived at Port Harcourt International Airport from the United States of America yesterday. Mr. Wigwe, 57, died in helicopter crash on February the 9th. His wife, Chizoba, and his son, Chizi, also died in the crash. Former president of the Nigerian Exchange Group, Mr. Abimbola Ogunbanjo, was also in that particular aircraft. Was also involved in the crash. The funeral of the three is ongoing today, Saturday, the 9th day of March 2024, at Isiokpo, his hometown in Ikwere local government area of River State. Family, friends, associates, business associates have not stopped paying tribute to Herbert Wigwe. Good morning and welcome to Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. I am Martin Ifeanyi Ekeziel. Meanwhile, more than 30 hours after 200 children from a primary and secondary school was kidnapped in Kuriga, Kaduna State, security experts suggest training of youth in intelligence gathering to support security forces across the country is needed. The abductors have not reached out to make a demand yet. But security experts also suggest that these bandits are foot soldiers working for the influential ones in our society today. There are also appeals to close hard-to-reach schools in that area. However, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has condemned the abduction of vulnerable victims, internally displaced persons in Borno, Kaduna as well. He directs immediate rescue of victims and promised that justice will be decisively administered. He also sympathized with the families of the victims. A lot is happening. So let's get right into it. Let me bring you up to speed on the happenings on our political space this morning. The headlines. On the headlines this morning, Rivers community mourns as Wigwe, wife, son are buried today. Impeachment saga, Shaibu yet to get notice as PDP condemns move. We support regional, not state police, IPOB. We support regional, not state police, IPOB. Buhari never saw Oronsanya report, says ex-minister. Ohanaeze, Afenifere insists on restructuring. Soludo appoints Oshun Abia indigenes as permanent secretaries. Pay members 901 million naira debt. Ipman begs Soludo. President's wife, Akpabio. Governors seek more opportunities for women. DSS warns of heightened security threats during festive season. DSS warns of heightened security threats during festive season. Hunger turning Nigerians to scavengers, says NLC president. Fake news. Governor Bago urges the Nigerian government to censor social media. Now, details. And the first story we have for you this morning, Rivers community mourns as Wigwe, wife, son are buried today. All is now set for the burial of the late former Chief Executive Officer of Access Holdings, Dr. Herbert Wigwe, in his hometown, Omueke, in Isiokpo, Ifere local government area of Rivers State on Saturday. Today, his remains, which were accompanied by a huge motorcade on Friday, had left the Port Harcourt International Airport, Omawa, in Ifere local government area at about 1:33 p.m. straight to his father's compound in Omueke, Isiokpo. Recall that Wigwe's kinsmen had insisted that their son must be buried in his hometown on Mueke, even as they vowed to deploy ancient tradition in finding out the cause of his death. Many community members already have donned a black attire to welcome Wigwe's body, while Isiokpo married women gathered at the circle of the entrance into the community to offer prayers for God to avert the spirit of untimely death and the demise of prominent members of the area. The women, numbering over 200, sprinkled water on the floor, while some sat on the grass and sobbed uncontrollably in prayed in their dialect as they welcomed the body. And the next story we have for you this morning on our political space, impeachment saga. Shaibu yet to get notice as a PDP condemns move. 3 days after the Edo State House of Assembly commenced impeachment proceedings against the state deputy governor, Philip Chaibu, newsmen can authoritatively report that the letter has to be served the deputy governor. The House of Assembly on Wednesday commenced impeachment proceedings against Chaibu, accusing him of perjury and leaking state government secrets. The impeachment notice is believed to be the latest development in the rift between Chaibu and his principal governor, Godwin Obaseki. There has been an unease calm between the deputy governor and the governor since last year when Chaibu declared his interest to join Edo governorship race. A political associate of the deputy governor on Friday revealed that all attempts to serve the deputy governor the impeachment notice had proved abortive, as no one was willing to receive the letter on behalf of the embattled deputy governor in his office. The associate said, I can tell you that the deputy governor has yet to get the impeachment notice. They took the notice to his office on Thursday and Friday, and no one is willing to accept the letter on his behalf. Chaibo is currently in Abuja and could not be reached by anyone. I don't know if they have started counting the 7 days they gave as ultimatum to reply the notice, which has yet to be served. Issues of impeachment are very technical, and I hope that Edo State House of Assembly do not get their hand burnt in their desperate attempt to carry out this needless impeachment. The deputy governor is a fighter from his student days, and I'm sure he is ready for this battle. However, I hope a solution is found to avoid these needless moves, the associate added. However, the People's Democratic Party, South South Zone, has condemned the move to oust Shaibu in a statement signed by the Publicity Secretary, Bishop, and it described the impeachment move as unreasonable and uncalled for, particularly coming at a time the party was pursuing reconciliations in the face of obvious divisions among party members in the state ahead of the governorship elections scheduled for September 21st. Still on the stories making rounds our political space this morning, we support regional, not state police, IPOB. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has faulted the move to create a state police in Nigeria. Emma Powerful, spokesman of IPOB, said the regional policing remains the answer to insecurity. In a statement he signed, the Powerful said that creating state police will provide an opportunity for pro-terrorist governors to provide a safe haven for criminals and terrorists in their states. According to Powerful, following the recent move to establish state police in the country by the federal government of Nigeria, we, the global family and movement of the indigenous people of Biafra, ably led by the great and indefatigable leader Nnamdi Kanu, calls it an effort in futility. Nevertheless, IPOB supports the creation of regional police as against state police. An APC-led federal government's proposal to establish a state police is a strategy to capture all states into one APC party. It is not meant to curtail insecurity and insurgency in the country. Nigerians should shine their eyes. If Tinubu's government is sincere to curtail insecurity and insurgency ravaging the country, they should establish a regional police, not state police. No state government can handle insecurity alone without the support of their neighboring states. More so, creating state police will provide an opportunity for pro-terrorist governors to provide a safe haven for criminals and terrorists in their states. But a regional police command can forestall such a situation. Finally, many governors in Nigeria today are tyrants even without full authority as over the security forces. You can imagine what they would do if they have authority over murderers and corrupt security forces like our own. The federal government of Nigeria and the National Assembly have the constitutional rights to establish regional police command if they so wish. And the next story we have for you this morning, Buhari never saw Oran Science report, says ex-minister. Former Minister of Communication, Adebayo Shitu, says that Stephen Oran Science report was not presented to ex-president Muhammadu Buhari during his administration. Shitu was a minister during Buhari's first term in office between 2015 and 2019. According to him, the report was not brought to the attention of the Buhari's administration, and as such, there was no need for implementation. He said the report had been with the previous government, Jonathan's, but they didn't do anything. Nobody brought it to our Buhari government's attention, at least not when I was there. So the issue never came up for discussion at the Federal Executive Council meeting at all. If nobody brought it and there was no complaint, we didn't have cause to look at it at all. There was controversy over the report since the federal government approved the implementation of some of its recommendations to reduce the cost of governance on February 26, about 12 years after it was submitted. 29 government agencies are expected to be merged, even as 8 parastatals will be summed up into 8 other agencies, even as some Nigerians fear that this may lead to job losses. The National President Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria, Tommy had warned job losses amidst the current hardship in the country could lead to mass protests. Senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, described the report as outdated, advising the federal government to ensure that the crisis of insecurity is not compounded through the retrenchment of hundreds of thousands of workers. Meanwhile, the federal government on Thursday inaugurated the implementation committee. Speaking on the matter, Chitu said that civil servants should not be afraid of job losses, adding that only politicians would be affected, as the number of appointees would reduce. The next story we have for you this morning, Ohanaeze, Afenifere insists on restructuring. Ohanaeze and Igbo Worldwide and Pan-Yoruba Socio-Political Organization, Afenifere, have reaffirmed their dedication towards the restructuring of Nigeria. This, according to them, is to ensure that the federal government supports the decentralization of power as the country continues to face a myriad of problems. Recently, Nobel laureate Welu Soyinka advocated the urgent need to decentralize the country, stressing that decentralization would bring power closer to the people. Speaking on the matter, the National Publicity Secretary of Ohanaeze Worldwide, Dr. Alex Ogbonnia, said his association was committed to Nigeria's restructuring. He believed that the country would be peaceful when each state had autonomous power. Ogbonnia stated, Ohanese's position is that Nigeria requires restructuring. It's only when you restructure Nigeria that each state will have authority over the security operatives in the state. To that extent, some of these issues can be curtailed. We have just 4 and more levels of security architecture in this country: the federal, state, local governments, and community, or sometimes corporate organizations. This is a real federal system. This can be coordinated amongst themselves so that in every community, the traditional ruler can monitor things going on within the community. To centralize everything in the country cannot be helpful. The issue of centralizing the command structure of the police cannot be in Nigeria. That is why they are helpless, because the states have no command over the security operatives. Similarly, the National Publicity Secretary of Afenifere, Jare Ajayi, noted that Afenifere was undated in the advocacy quest for restructuring. Ajayi noted that restructuring will serve as a tool to solve the nation's economic and social woes. He said Afenifere is an unrepentant advocate of restructuring in Nigeria. We have been on it for a while and we are still on it. For now, it is the surest way to tackle the socio-political and the economic conundrum in Nigeria. This will make it easier for each region to take care of economic and social challenges, including security challenges. You are listening to Political Views on Ebon at the 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080 96661035. You can as well join us on Facebook as well live at Ebona the 103.5 FM. Drop your comment on the comment section of the live video. Still on the stories making rounds our political space this morning, Soludo appoints Oshun Abia Indigenes as our permanent secretaries. The Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has approved the appointments of 18 new permanent secretaries across ministries in the state. Among those appointed were an indigene of Osun State, Adebayo, Ojeinka, and Joaquin Anko from Abia State. This was disclosed in a press statement issued by the governor's press secretary, Christian Aburime, on Friday, adding that the appointments were based on merit. Aburime stated that the appointments followed a meticulous and transparent process that included a computer-based exam, a search process, and one-on-one interaction with the governor. The statement read, the personalized interaction allowed for a deeper understanding of the candidate's aspirations, vision, and alignment with the government's objectives, ensuring a well-rounded evaluation. It is imperative to note that historically, the selection of permanent secretaries solely rested with the prerogative of Mr. Governor. However, this time a deliberate shift towards a transparent search process was initiated. This change aimed to uphold the principles of fairness, equal opportunity, and the identification of the most qualified candidates. Even younger, very productive civil servants were appointed based on their exceptional abilities. This groundbreaking move by Soludo highlights his commitment to breaking down barriers and promoting inclusivity in Anambra State. The appointments of non-indigenes and individuals from other states demonstrate a willingness to tap into talent from all corners of the country rather than limiting opportunities to only those who hail from Anambra. It added that the appointment of Ojeinka from Osun State is particularly noteworthy as it breaks the traditional practice of reserving top civil service positions for indigenes only. This move sends a strong message that Anambra is open to all, irrespective of their state of origin. It added. And the next story we have for you this morning, school mass abduction. Kaduna hires private negotiator to free 287 pupils. Negotiations for the release of no fewer than 287 abducted pupils and teachers of the government secondary school and LEA primary school, Kuriga 1, in the Chinku local government area of Kaduna State have begun. A highly placed source in the Kaduna State government house who is close to the negotiations but pleaded not to be identified because of security reasons confided in newsmen that the state government had reached out to bandits through a private negotiator name withheld for the release of the pupils and their name withheld for the release of the pupils and their teachers. The private negotiator is a highly influential negotiator who has been involved in negotiating several abductions with bandits in the past. Bandits had stormed the LEA abduction, which triggered national outrage. An official source said the government had reached out to the bandits for negotiations to release the 287 abducted pupils and the staff members of the school. The source said the military has begun combing the forest in search of the children kidnapped by the bandits. Security agents have condoned off the area and they have started searching for the abducted pupils. The government is doing all it can for the speedy release of the abducted school pupils. The government has established contact and reached out to the bandits for negotiation through a popular bandit negotiator. The negotiator was the one who worked for the return of some of the students abducted some years back. Still on our political space this morning, International World Women's Day. President's wife, Akpabio, governors, others seek more opportunities for women. The Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, has called for continuous investment in Nigerian women to further promote the development of the country. Akpabio, in a statement signed by his special advisor on media and publicity, SMA Eyibo, congratulated women, saying they deserve all the respect. He also praised the resilient spirit of Nigerian women and appreciated their daily struggles, calling them a full package and a special breed. According to him, the National Assembly would continue to advocate the improved welfare of Nigerian women to show their consciousness of the fact that any failure to invest in women would be similar to killing development and destroying the country. He said, Inspire inclusion was in tune with the thinking of the 10th Senate, which is President Senator Remi Tinubu said that Nigeria needed to invest in women now more than ever, adding that accelerating progress in any sphere required that women had to be more involved. She also called on women to support their kind. Today, on International Women's Day, I celebrate every woman, daughters, sisters, aunts, mothers, grandmothers, and also great grandmothers for your resilience, passion, and courage that brought us thus far. That is why I see investing in women not a charity, but as a strategy to build the future of our dear nation, Nigeria, equipping you with education, resources, and opportunities to unleash your full potential, supporting your businesses, helping to dismantle economic barriers, and ensuring your voices are heard is a very crucial step. Therefore, my question to all women is, what are you doing to help the other woman? How are you investing in her? Let us all come together, bond, and love one another. That is the pathway to accelerated progress. I charge all women, just pull a sister up one at a time. You will be amazed at what we can achieve collectively. She added. NLC president. The president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajero, on Friday lamented that Nigerians had become scavengers due to the rising economic hardship in the country. Ajero said this at the 11th Quadrennial Delegates Conference of the Medical and Health Workers Union of Nigeria on Friday in Abuja. Several incidents of attacks and looting of warehouses and food trucks have been reported in many cities against the backdrop of the hardship and the cost of living crisis in the country. Last week, some youths stole food items from trucks stuck in traffic along Kaduna Road in Suleja area of Niger State. The attackers are reportedly overwhelmed the truck driver and looted scores of bags of rice before they were dispersed by soldiers. On Sunday, the Agricultural and Rural Development Secretariat of the Federal Capital Territory Administration confirmed the looting of Eastway House in Day by some residents in the FCT over the economic hardship in the country. Ajero, however, noted that government must fulfill its promises and responsibilities to Nigerians instead of pretending to be deaf to the plea of the people. The NLC president said food has become so scarce that Nigerians have become scavengers and resorting to raiding food trucks and warehouses for food. If those in government cannot see the danger in what is happening, we see it and must ensure that the government fulfills its duties to the people. We are increasingly going hungry in our father's land and cannot continue in this destitution. The greatest unifier and mobilizer of the people is hunger. It insults common sense when those in government assume that somebody is sponsoring people who are protesting because of hunger. And the next story we have for you this morning, fake news. Governor Bago urges Nigerian government to censor social media. Governor Muhammad Bago of Niger State has called on the federal government of Nigeria to censor the content of social media platforms in Nigeria, citing their abuse and spread of fake news. Bago made this statement during his decoration as the grand patron of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Niger State Council, the governor stated the need for censorship to checkmate the spread of fake news and promote objective reportage by conventional journalism practitioners. He joins other politicians, including President Bola Tinubu's Chief of Staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, in calling for regulated social media as the fourth system of the realm. Journalists should carry out their duties as watchdogs of the society and ensure the objectivity in their reports. I call for the introduction of censorship on social media contents to checkmate the spread of fake news and hate speech, he said. Hate speeches, he said. Bagbo praised the journalists for their role in shaping democracy in Nigeria and praised them for their role in shaping democracy. The NUJ National President Chris Isiguzo presented Governor Bago with a certificate recognizing his exemplary leadership qualities. Isiguzo explained that the conferment on the governor was in recognition of his transformative strides in the areas of infrastructure, healthcare, agriculture, good governance, and education, among others. Still on our political space this morning, pay members 901 million naira debt. Atman begs Soludo. The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria has called on the Anambra State Governor Charles Soludo to pay its members the 901 million naira debt owed by the state government. Atman Enugu Depot community made the call in a letter of reminder to Soludo on Friday. The letter, signed by association's chairman, Mr. Chinedu Anyaso, and secretary, Mr. Nnemeka Ilafo, said the appeal followed the resolution reached at its annual general meeting on February 15, 2024. According to Aitman, the 90 million naira debt was from diesel supply to Anambra State government and services rendered for street lights in the state. It noted, sequel to several previous letters addressed to your office, other government and security agencies on the above subject matter, we held our AGM and resolved to write this further letter to appeal to you. This is based on a report that our members are yet to be paid the debt of 900 million owed them. 900 million naira owed them. Governor, we kindly appeal further for your intervention by settling this outstanding indebtedness to enable our dying members to recover and continue their businesses. Finally, before you can call in and tell us what you think of all of this, DSS warns of heightened security threats during festive season. The Department of State Services on Friday urged citizens to be vigilant against public dangers, especially improvised explosive devices. IEDs are like locally made bombs used by bandits and terrorists to terrorize security agents or civilians alike in the northeast and northwest regions of the country. According to the data presented at the Northeast Security Meeting in 2023 by a security consultant group captain S.G. Shehu, retired, revealed that in 2023, Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe recorded 376 ordnance explosion incidents, resulting in 151 civilian casualties. Shehu also noted that in 2022, not less than 639 exploded with 223 civilian casualties in the three states. However, the DSS on Friday called on Nigerians to stay clear of crowded or suspicious areas. The director of the Public Relations and Strategic Communications Department of State Services National Headquarters, Peter Afenifere, disclosed this in a statement to facilitate with Muslim faithful on the commencement of Ramadan and Christians for Lent period. Yes, there you have it. You know, as the world celebrates Women Day, it was celebrated yesterday. President Tinubu affirmed the role women play in nation building, saying this year's theme, which is invest in women is within his administration's policy initiatives on educating and empowering women. The president's wife, Oluremi Tinubu, during the celebration of Women's Day, called for capital punishment for kidnappers of the abduction of Kaduna school children. What is your take on all of this? Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 08096661035. Join us on Facebook as we're live at Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Drop your comment on the comment section of the live video. Call us now on 070 459334 or 07045592210. What is your take on all of this? Let's hear from you now. Okay, let's hear from this person. Hello. Yes, good morning, sir. Hello. Oh, the mama. I'm Manino. Kuna Ganiru. I forget to be sat by you. Gabaniru, sir.
Yeah. Ohanaeze ndị Igbo na ndị Afenifere na-ekwu maka restructuring.
Yeah.
Ihe a na-ekwu enweghị maka ihe ọbụla nwere oge. Ọ bụrụ na ihe a na-ekwu na-ekwetara ha mgbe Ojukwu kwuru ya ma ọ bụ ụzọ mgbe Nnamdi Kanu kwuru ụdị ya mgbe akatụ mma mana dịka ihe na-eme n'obodo a edogosi onye ọbụla anya ebe a na-eje nke a bụzi ihe nọdụ ihe mebiri emebi mmadụ ịnwụsị anwụ o kwesịrị mgbe mmadụ na-arịa ọrịa ekwesịrị nyebe onye ọgba ọgwụ ka ọ kwụsị ịnwụ mana mgbe onye a lụtoziri nwụọ na-emebizi emebi maọbụ na-ekozi eko ije buru edobeji anya echiche ụlọ ọgwụ ọnwa ka agwọsị ya ọ bụrụ na amara ọnọgụ ejeghị ịgwọsị ya ebosi ihe na-eme n'obodo ọnụ ka o jidere ya ewegachide okwu okwu ya dịka naanị isiokwu bụ na nke a na-ekwu na ndị a na-agwakwu bakarokwe bụ na nke a na-ekwu na ndị a na-agwakwu bakarokwe na ya restrọchọ obodo so ihe ga-ekwu bụ ha haziri ike so ihe kwuru ekwu ya ka a na-ekwu ya ka ọ bụla na-ekwu aja na Soludo jireje were onye ọchụm onye isi ọchụm wee were tinye n'onye ọrụ ya mụ nwere onwe m etinyere m ka m na-esi mụnwa ihe ahụ o mere enwekwa ka m jiri nabata ya maka atụ na onye nọ na amadakpọrọ ọkụkọ ihe nwe ji ekwesị iji eme ụdịghị were onye nke gị ọ bụrụ na ọ bụ ịzọta azọta maka onye weta n'ọhịa enye m kama na ọ na ihe ji adị mma bụ onye ọbụla ara na ọ na-arụ ka ọ maa ya arụchakwa ya na ya bụ onye ya na-arụrụ ala na ụlọkwa ụwa nọ arụgide ya maka obodo ya mana onye nwere ike ikike chere ya gara mbịata kpeta ihe tọrọ ya nụ ọmechi ọlọba steeti ya anụmatụrụ Soludo ọmadụ n'ole ka ndị ọzọ steeti osisi na nke ha ka ọgba na-eme anyị ewere anya mmadụ na-arahụ ụra
anyị ncha niile ga-amụtagodo bụ na ọ bụ out of merit na onye a mara ọrụ a mara alụ ya ọfụma na ọ bụrụ na achọba onye ọzọ na ọ nwere ike ịhụ afịa na onye nwa bụ onye maga anya ya ga-alụ ya. Don't you think na the government the right na inyegoro onye ma ọrụ ka ọ lụọ ọrụ? Maybe by the time I may be quality to me after result ya in other places ebe ada anabata and the lotekwa na one day by non Lagos and now all with Lagos government on a very good job. You know that, right? Okay. Yes, NLC president. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Dallas, let's hear from you right about now. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello.
Good morning, Martin.
Yes, good morning, my brother. Take him and
no.
No. We thank God.
Yeah, thank you. Eventually, in your character, Ruto will this in order. But take what about the Amketa with the non expert, and the one like Anna,
No problem.
go to the money history, John, one on the number 50 man I have when I was. Can be a moment to go on a political, well, on over upon a Galanian or in Nigeria. Because also have one or the government of that to make it. I remember on it. Only one of mother, he goes from an appointment, political appointment. And then critical debate for Diha and Kumakanda kidnap for Nuguauta. In that, and they would get a little man gun somewhere.
Yes, they negotiate.
Yeah. Of people not on a southeast when they negotiate, I am an individual. The way get that over you were for people who put people on the in a letter to that, I don't understand the guy. Of women attack and terrorists. And the case time will only not to mediate on it and then. So behind the phone now, soon they can not for one night for terrorist cabo. I think it is a negotiation. You have to dream of it. I'm not. But then I return.
Because of the innocent souls, they negotiate the innocent people because you watch even Israel in negotiating Hamas at the end of the day. So that shows you that no good innocent people they caught up in the crossfire at the end of the day. Yes. Okay, some I recover we've seen that in the news. Security operatives so we have seen that in the news before now. Restructuring, yeah.
Yes, but when restructuring with it came and I will deal with that confab when they now can get because some what is another no even the money.
Maka confab,
Maka confab one. On can would you now one job of one ever
So from your own perspective, that confab the objective or the proper use on a very good day. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Let's hear from others now. The numbers you will call and then you become part of the conversation remains 07034459334 or 07045592210. Let's hear from you right about now. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, my brother. How are you doing?
Nothing. I'm on the fight. Speaking for my mission.
Okay, please. Go on now.
Thank you. Let me just explain correctly.
Okay.
For celebration.
Okay. The women.
They are doing well.
Okay.
Brother, God bless them and the consistency in them.
Okay.
And again, I want to suggest them any rapist on our women should be, it's just not capital punishment.
Yes.
Any rape again from our women should be that complaint as a capital punishment. Let it take note of that.
Okay.
Because the women are playing important role in our lives, in our country.
Okay.
That's why I decided. And then what I want to talk about is again, just like the last year, I said, the kidnapping. You see, at times, I don't know, what I'm listening to, what our reporters is, right? That's just to be contradictory. I don't know why it should be a negotiator with the terrorists. At the same time, our military men are causing the forest. I think they think this is contradictory.
The negotiation, so that's where they will establish a line of, but at the same time, the security operatives will continue investigating to see if they will get to figure out where they are. So that's the thing.
But what I'm saying is that they say the negotiator.
Yes.
And what that negotiator wants to me, I don't, that negotiator is not part of that movement. They do not
No, he's not.
Because as far as I'm concerned, they don't negotiate with them. They don't negotiate with terrorists.
Okay.
And the way my problem that this country has been playing, the kind of I don't know what marrying and the terrorists. As what they were president and they
into the system.
And I don't know. So to me, that is why this is don't matter whenever I leave this country until you tell ourselves the truth.
So, talking about capital punishment, because you talked about capital punishment at the time. Are you in support of what the First Lady is saying? That I'm talking about the President's wife now, Oluremi Tinubu, saying that anybody caught in kidnapping should face capital punishment. Are you in support of that?
Because let's take America.
Okay.
In America, that's not protecting us. That's why there's an island they call it. I don't know what they call the island. What they put on. America is dangerous. Dangerous. People say the places. I mean, they are not. Let me just after my city, I was military men. Our city is very serious. If just take a try one, they would do it. But terrorists are not sensitive to this consequences. So they are taking them. So we don't deal until we deal with the problem of this one. But security problem constituting that one.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
So that's another problem we are having. So then if Nigeria can deal with what than one sort of problem is done. When the problem is in there, my brother, I doubt it. So that's why this time, the problem issue. I don't know what to talk about. Well, we're going to help us, well. So where we are going to discuss that issue. And then they say, like, what the time is this? Nigeria needs to resource the original along the
Okay, so you are in support of what IPOB is saying, regional and not state police. Okay. Okay. And that is where the country will progress. But if what that they say, you come and divide the state doesn't put it makes no sense. But if you do that, they don't do good for. If they say that, because now you put them at the okay, that's if I have to put it down. That makes sense that they take for that. If I do that, I don't know if I have to go and call them, I think we could come and help them. They would. But if it is created, they can pull a massive force of people on other side and can come back and pursue what they have. Okay. No problem. We'll allow. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning, my brother. We need to hear from you. What is your take on all of this? Even a security expert is saying that it's better that Nigeria begin to train youths, to help the security forces at the end of the day. And in the area he's talking about, training them in intelligence and intelligence gathering and all of that. What is your take? Let's hear from you right about now. Hello.
Hello, Martin.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Your name and location, please, sir.
Okay, my name is Tipokoy. I'm calling from Oka.
Please go on, sir.
Okay. Because as someone comments in the issue of IPOB about
regional police.
You see, I agree with them. You see, the problem in Nigeria are countering that. Our leaders, they are not up and doing. Sometimes they run out of ideas. How can the governors who claim most of them are not even paying salary? Some of them are owing pension. Some of them are owing gratuity. It is when they will now do man from heaven. See, most of them are bringing that idea for their selfish interest. Most of them, they are not even in control of police. But if you see what they are doing to their citizens, you cry. Talking of when you beat the police, to me, if Nigeria are thinking about that, it's suicide. They are the ones who commit to Nigeria. They do not talk about that. Let them talk about what will help the citizens. What causes insecurity is bad governance. It's bad governance. If the Nigerians are with, for instance, now, governors, bailouts, and the rest of them, they are using it to activate our industry. The Kenyan youth will have jobs to do. My brother, automatically security will be reduced by itself.
Okay.
Then they know the problem. They refuse to solve the problem. They are using another way to even to suppress the citizenry. To me, if the main way to this country, there are other ways to tackle insecurity. Like of course, if the citizenry have a job, automatically the insecurity will reduce by itself. So if they are talking about the police giving the state governors to have their own police, let them not think about that. If the president is thinking about that, let him decide for me. He cannot help anything in this country. Like I create more problems.
But a lot of people clamored for this state police for a long time, and a lot of Nigerians agree that okay, if state police will help when it comes to the insecurity in the country, don't you think it will help?
Martin, people who are clamored for it is governors and their allies. There's no thinking human being in this country who will talk about that. We are this country, we know ourselves. Their responsibility, they are not doing it. People who claim they don't have money to pay salary, even minimum wage. It is when they have state police, they will not pay them. Who is who? Nobody, no thinking human being will think about that. The people who hear all those languages, their allies, they are appointees, political appointees for their state.
Okay.
So, no benefit on that. Nigeria cannot get anything from that. Let them they know Martin. Nigeria knows their problem.
Okay.
They know what to do. If then they are safe, we defeat from what I mean that selfish and the greed.
Okay.
This country will become a fact. It will be a country that they will recognize the whole world.
Okay.
Their problem, they know their but selfish is one of the problems in this country. If you see people are eating, the children are graduated, the youth are graduated every year from the university cry. Most of them have no job. You can remember one of the guys, one of the vigilantes, the Nana Party in this history.
Okay.
Is he not the president of unity? Who decided to learn this, not even to learn?
Okay, the person that was shot in that market.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So our problem, we know our problem. Let them not be diverting attention for the citizens. We know what to do. We know where our problem comes from. All this diverting attention, since we are doing this, it's not even helping Nigeria. It's not helping it. Diverting attention instead of tackling the issue.
Okay, no problem.
Since 1999, they are doing that. It's not helping.
We'll hear from others now.
Okay. Nigeria will be a best country for the whole world.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. It's coming from Kenneth Ndubisi from Ohanaeze, and it says, I commend Governor Soludo for appointment of other people from other states. Anambra State is one of the states that know personal grata. But while we harness other people's talent, we must also look more inward in our state, because I believe think home philosophy. And I believe in think home philosophy. Again, I prefer regional police to state police. State policing will be controlled by governors of the states and politicians. Regional police will not be easily manipulated, and it will unite regions in Nigeria. Kenneth Ndubisi from Ohanaeze, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Let's hear from you right about now. Hello.
Hello, Papa.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Good morning. Welcome. Your name and location, please.
Nico, I want to thank the callers this morning.
Okay.
I think I'm a little bit relieved. You know why? We know that they are deceiving us. I knew Maria and Akina ahead. We are 7 cents ahead of them.
You have to put your radio off, put it off, and then continue. But remind the audience of your name and where you're calling, and then go on.
I am Ada. Is it okay now?
Yes, it's better. Go on.
Well, I am Ada from Amosia.
Go on now.
the man that told you that our governor Soludo, the appointment is making is regarding himself. They are not concerned about our problem. But what he did now, is that the problem in this state? Is that, since this wrong and everything, our governor just takes me. He just pretend that if you don't know that Anambra is in Nigeria and we have peculiar problem as well. There is what NLC told him now. He did not pay attention to it for now, and he went for appointment of some other person. That's not our problem now, okay?
Yeah.
We know our problem and we should solve it. I think I am indicated by the IPOG about state police.
Okay.
Matthew, this state police is a brainchild of former governor of Kaduna State, El-Rufai. Now still El-Rufai, like the last caller said, and his allies. Now let me come to the women. The women that were celebrated yesterday, Matthew.
Yeah.
And I think I'm including the women in your station. The ones that come, my fellow Ada from Omomanang, somebody from Nanka that is staying in Asaba. The one that got from
Omumokego, Nananka from Asaba, okay.
Yes, I'm putting all of us under one category.
Okay.
Under the VP of Putin that conducted at their
election, governorship election, yeah.
Yes, man, you can see what the food, where the food is sold in Asia.
Okay.
Wherever she is receiving the blessing.
Yes.
Wherever she is, the blessing is going to her. And it is a generational blessing, just like Abraham. On the other hand, the wives of Nigerian politicians from the onset, since when this country was led, otherwise, so that I know people here today, any wife of this politician, the East President, governors, ministers, or senators, they get to lose. They are under the category of these other women that must feed children, send children, help in organ harvesting of their fellow beings. What is for the generational blessing for us? It will be a generational for them to let their respect. These women that doesn't want to know about our suffering, their problem is women inclusive in politics.
Okay, now when you're talking about this, I think you included that of the president's wife, right? You included her too.
Yes.
Okay, but yesterday she made a statement, urging all women to help a sister, one at a time, and she's saying it because she's doing it. So don't you think that some of them are also trying to alleviate the suffering?
Not doing anything. She's a senator, isn't she?
Yes, she was.
Marty, I have to tell you, that woman in Puto, what she did, as she did,
Okay.
If you say something, this women has not come out to talk to their husband. Sometimes ago, the landlord told them to divorce their husband that they are not doing well. Okay. Let them not divorce. Let them come out. In the environment they are, they can meet people there. They can talk to their husband the language they can. These women, to answer generational cause, are with their collect their revenge. Finally, the person that is telling us that Buhari or that annual report was not presented to him. What it is, whose responsibility is it to bring such things to him? I don't know. Buhari was in this country where such was dead, and if it is good, whose responsibility it is to remind him from the man that said it?
Buhari's government is not the only government that ignored that report. That of Goodluck Jonathan also did not pay attention to that report. So I think it is basically about interest of the person in seat, the person who is read more. He also studied the report even before he came to power at the end of the day. So since he is one in the seat of power, he is now using it to work. So I guess he's the one that paid attention at the end of the day. So it's not basically about who have that responsibility to bring it to him and all of that. It boils down to him as a person trying to demand that.
But as an adult, he can change a bad system. They are all wicked.
No problem. Let's see. Let's hear from others now. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And that of Wicked, we'll see about that. Let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello. Yes, good morning, my brother. Gabaniru. Thank you. Now I can do sir.
Perform very well. Government we born not one of the people I recommend I can comment them.
Hello. Hello. Oh, network took you off. Please call back. We need to hear from you, and we need to learn more from what you're saying. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. No, from this month.
Welcome back, sir. Kabaniru.
Yeah, whoever somebody on the state police here. Here and last time against it. But over now, you may because you have to condemn the matter. Every population, every ndị a na-achị achị n'ịgwa okwu ma a na-arụ ọrụ ọjọọ isi na mụnwa ya anabata nke ahụ ma ọ bụrụ ka ọ dịkwa n'aka ndị gọvanọ ma ọ bụ n'aka federal gọọmenti ya dịka ịbụ n'aka ndị polisi agwa ndị nọ ihe onye nwere ka ọ na-enye na ndị akwụkwọ ọgbanya ji ya ịma na ana akwụkwọ ikpe ọ na-achị mbụ ọ dị akpana n'aka ha ịma na nke a bụ nnukwu nsogbu ka a na-akwado itinye na sosaiti maka na ndị polisi a ga-asịrị emeche ndị ga-eje rịpọtụ emekọna nke a bịa rịpọtụ anwa badukwuzi ọrụ ọbụrụ dị ọnụrụ ewetarazie ndị nwere ike ego bịa mana bụ onye niile nwere ihe odoru ihe ejesi ka ọ na-akọntrol mmadụ ọ bụ ihe o nwere ka ọ ga-enye ya bụ na mụ nwere nwoke nwa kacha apụta ya so nwere ike inye aka oles na-emeri ya ọ dị n'aka ebe ndị anyị ndị mmadụ nkịta nwere ike ide nwuru kwuo okwu ibe ya n'aka ndị ka ihe elu ịmadụ ibe na-ebenụ ga na-ebe and ọ ga-edobukarịa nke na-ebe ebe mbụ ege tita na eturu ihe a na-emekwa na Naịjirịa benta ndị anaghị eme ihe a na-eme were emekwa na Naịjirịa benta ndị anaghị eme ihe a na-eme were dinestiz a na-enwe enwe ebe ka ọrụ ha na-esi adị nwantịta oge atọ ọṅụ ya ọbụzi igbu mmadụ ihe a na-emegide nweta mmadụ atụghị idepọje ndepọlita polisi etineke ụzọ abụ onye a onye anya eme ihe ọ na-eme anwa anara ego anyị anọrọkwa ebe anyị nọ onye aka jiri na nwa mgbe nnabatara ya dị ihe
thank you so much for joining us again this morning. Abekwan State Police, once it's a regional, who is supposed to be in charge? Mobono regional. Let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello. Yes, welcome, sir. Naganiru, sir.
From here to me.
Tinubu. Yes.
Passport of human, not 100%. Because they want to very much like that. Before that, every other operation, no matter if it is a job, that's a job. It is military. Then, I'm not going to because not for what it is. Yang buku. Nak buat dia mandi dia ada tu betul. Anak tu nak betul bukan orang ini describe itu. Lo benda nak ikut nak apa dia berkata punishment. Ya, what is wrong? Mandi ada tu betul. Dia mandi dia nak ikut betul. Dia dia buku. Dia nak untuk dia lagi. Nak rumah pasti. Nak makan dia. No, mesti kita terima dia mau lepas. Yeah, when you are between Manda and Bukara, Bukara, yeah, Pakuno. Yeah, when you know, yeah, we have so many communities out from the
Sokoto State. Yeah, you get a very young look at that punishment. Yeah, but you don't have to go over who that for job or plastic. That's the one. I'm not know. Yeah, you can say that punishment. I was listening to next president. One I say, more particularity. Yeah, only and I do want to go into now. That's when they ever see. Hello.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, Senator. President. And I want to know what I'm going to do. What could I do? You would have not shown who this will order that blood state. Down now, that I buy. Come on, we'll guys with it. I'm not going to want to then they bring them automatic. They might have women focus. I know who are that about. It's focus. If you're from a lot of the other things with you, because if you have nothing now, we take 200 years to make it. Who will just build to the 100%? You put that 100%. Or we do it, it's 7. We do that in 7. These are the only people. In that, it's the name where I get it not for us. Then they got the only people. Or whatever you are doing, and the military, policemen, the one who are people. Now, every every post. If you put the point, that is the point. This place is put a lot of things. I don't know to get my fear. So even that no point here, no police intervention, no
anyway, then one zones would be very hard to reach. Now and like a slow the model like that. Even East Aya when big up by each attacker, with you were first security people ever handle at the end of the day. So I think one of the experts in Akawa that what should be done is to youth na intelligence gathering can help with the security apparatus.
My brother is going. Oh, you know that in police recruit, recruit. Now you stood there something about Nigeria before during the time of good luck. You might have a party Nigeria, terrorism Nigeria has to start there. You stood there good luck regime. Can fight citizens in Nigeria. They are not putting any part of Nigeria. Oh, because no one is about to ever. You want to keep about the night. Now, the way they're going to be out of the book, then when the record, now I forget. So, I got this moment. So, this book says you know, and you need to present. And so, what I got, you put out on Thursday, that never about that. You know, this is you. I'm going to let you in Nigeria. This is that I want to learn to that. What to play with you?
Another thing is the fact that Nigeria had manufacture weapons, and they also go out there to source this weapon from under manufacturer, and sometimes even so some of these terrorist gangs where upper hand when it comes to all those areas when because of their link with maybe ISWAP with at the end of the day. But I want us to continue the we will continue the conversation, but actually I'm moving about one because now I will take good time. No problem. Let's hear from others. In a chat, I will continue the conversation. But thank you so much for joining us this morning, my brother. Yes, let's hear from you right about now. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Good morning. One on one. Keki man. We thank God.
Yeah. Because the Afambo of the case will be there, and then they can tell.
Okay.
That is we have what I do. This is the place to why in Nigeria. I get my flying. I wear for one. I have a lot more of it. Okay, theater. Where's the theater? What I do. So I wear for last form of connection. Connection and I have to lie off. So, I think people really see on the in Nigeria. How do you have the and all what I do? At the eye, all of that, I got one because no one is very good to mind. Put the in there. So, yes, and everyone and then I will blue, I will blow my yana because I won't matter on the side. I am up and down. So, take a clinic and not go to your open in the DPI. That's it again, not go to the developer. Now, has it all.
Amen.
So, when they ọnụ na ụmụ nwaanyị niile biko ka anyị na-ekpere na Naijiria ekpere n'oche dị ka nkịta bọta ihe dị iche na-eme ndị anyị Naijiria ka anyị na-ekpere Naijiria ekpere na ọ ga-adị mma Chineke nna na-anụ ọkwa anyị ọ na-afụ anya ndị anyị. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Dalo, let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello. Yes, good morning. Okay, network will work with them. Man, Gabani do tell Ohanaeze afọ onye na-ekwu na ebisi akpọ ke Gabani Rusa. Gabani Rusa. Yes, nya ke nọ n'enu ya o wee gbube. Gabani Ru. Okay, like the 7-day ultimatum and keep as well. Yes. Yes, I hope. Okay.
So I got comments on that. Okay, you know, fine. You will want to tell them what to know. Right, because it's happy. We have something. That's all you have. Yeah, after Nigeria.
No, see deliver. Only get deliver kaya no.
Yes. That's like and I got to read the book on the video here.
Hello. Network back again. Hello. Okay, please call back, my brother. And let's talk about the Let's hear from you right about now. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello. Yes. Good morning. Adam, my brother wanted to go to up again. Maybe say why. Anyway, the thing, but I in go this morning, but when you choice from that angle now, but you hear IPOB in about state police, state police or regional police. Here in about Nigeria as a country, come on, ever serve my brother. So whenever we come here, we must talk about the things concerning Nigeria, my brother. Let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all of this? 070-3445-9334 or 07045592210. Let's hear from you right about now. Hello.
Hello, Martin.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm going to have to back with people.
Welcome back, sir. Kabaniru.
Yeah. Okay. Essentially, the only
regional police, yes.
Yeah, not that. Because I don't know that for state police, man. Only here, some folks in the US here. Number one, the book, what on there. They will put me on what I said. And they put that in that. I wouldn't even take to know. No, not to know where you go. How many people can get with? And they put the security food. Yes, what I want to do. I'm going here with the notice that they wouldn't make proof.
The security.
Yeah. Do for security. And the case announced, they suppose they would take police. They was at the 911 because you will came. You have to have about the thing they did what happened. Because they created that one. Only the room for complete 6 months. I hope to run it. And I get to put the one and then what corruption, they did it. They put that the night, including the maybe for one year or the Kenya, and do give and then. Now, if you pack, you have a direction from the mother.
Some, yes, and we prove to that, and we go some proof. When one thing the police make arrest, and the police in help, and make arrest for no Ketana, so go on, sir.
So, no, you will be here in the end. So, although not a very good story, no, it's a problem. It's people when you get ahead, if it's to get ahead, more setting ahead. All I think I have my gas call, additional police in case they number case, I have my gas call,
I know state police or when I hotel the architecture. I am in the US, for example, about practice a situation like that. Gabo, agent New York, somewhere NYPD, agent Los Angeles, somewhere LLPD, and all of that. But at the end of the day, they all answer to FBI. Yeah, that how we go their architecture, how we go their own way, as your role. But at the end, I can work some kind of way. FBI in a step in, CIA in a step in at the end of the day. So I'm going to go to state police at the end and answer to the governor. At the end, I can work something I'm gonna unify for each go squad of Nigeria as a country. So to see what here.
Okay.
Okay. Mandalo, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all of this? Remember that you can send SMS or WhatsApp messages on 08096661035. In case if you're calling and you're not getting through, you can also come through the SMS or WhatsApp portals. Hello. Yes, good morning. Welcome back. No, I must come go sit in aside. Okay.
Yeah. One night we got body part, that's an idea. Most of the people now out here.
Okay.
But overall, but I think about the market. I put on my effort to take it. No, is it on a more big, more doing like what? Then I have come out to be an follow. And yet, follow, either do it, the Korea, the other thing I put in the school, the guy has. Malu didn't you be power, what am I out? Second, you know, that I want to state police go to power. Likewise, I was about popular now. They don't have government and safety. I call on you. I can't call on the other agents of what. On that time, I even know.
Nagani Raman.
Yes, no other agents of Mama now. Where to do what do you? Now, the Taraba is in the kidnapping of Nigeria police. Now, yes. Overall, regional security. Where did the one night we can come in there with never did nothing like us. Overall, regional police, yes, or Nigeria police. There do a lot of them. They will always come on about their too. So, the truth of the matter for now, you know, for respect for a need to be responsible for their mind. Come at the need, come at the age, come at the application. Overall, I come on your lawyer or two kids, something. The Bolivia or identify. Company now, but you go on, you know, the car, or Asia car, but you are develop, so I can use. Understand?
Yes, I am all irrespective of everything. Yes.
So, you don't during his tenure went to the was the governor of Anambra and he did not. He did not reinstate those people. After an idea, yeah, but no come to pass, you open out the property about okay, you put your all on Anambra, above on other about the all about people both and get it. Oh, I will do that. I will book Makaba. Diana Makaba. So, until the Liga, Mandiana Fiat. And then you go to your praying. But I go to go one day work from our other. Overall, I call it that back one call it a then you come out and who follow. Everybody can see any genetic. So, my little police room, doctor, I don't need that. I can pay for that. We are taking Jonathan on path. As far as I'm concerned, if I have Jonathan and my conference or Nigeria conference or political allies or
but I observe not just political allies, and when the most part of that confab, we are not even most of them were like maybe past people who practice Sigasigo. They will go not going to leadership position in somehow, but at the end of the day, Omolonyo were ally with him. Everybody was just representing their region, about their own region. To more as well observe all the confab because I paid attention to it too. So I believe that about declare Nanya to everybody pay attention to it. So I think I adopt what we all Jordan here.
Yeah, if you are that government, if you are, I
I can't pick it out now, but there are. I can remember.
Let me tell you this.
Okay.
Yeah, the compound.
Okay.
Almost there will to manipulate here. Somebody alone of Kamukoles Blacker. A strong ally to people. He was accused of falling down Anglican church in Uncle Blacker.
Allegedly. So Oponi Bogodula also Dora Aquini detribalized the Nigerian alone. And naturally back who is the Nigerian number alone is go. I got no problem those before I meet you. Oh, thank you so much for joining us. Oh, my brother. Hello, my brother. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello. Yes, welcome. Welcome back. Gabani Rusa.
Thank you very much.
Hello. Here then my brother kidnap mother and then Malaka most of these people name we has operate on a day and move to find see move na dish sometimes Air Force can Air Force can well actually how they move with any kind of vehicle can chopper on a very good day because no one can say operate. Yeah, here the Boko Haram now, for example, when the capacity, a president of a sitting president of a country, so that will show you that now level Bogota. Yes, if those people or if they like Boko Haram sect were the power to ambush a sitting president of Chad, they will have the capacity to do this too. But anyhow, thank you so much for joining us this morning, my brother. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. This is being political views on Ebona 103 of 5 FM. And the reason we get to talk about everything that is going on in our political space is that in one way or the other, it concerns you and me. All that goes on in the corridors of power affects you and me in one way or the other. And we must talk about them. As we talk about them, we help in shaping the polity the way it must be. But you remember that this program comes your way, at Ebon 103.5 FM, Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m., Saturday, 10 o'clock a.m. to 11:30 a.m. So keep a date. And don't touch the dial of Ebon at 103.5 FM. A lot is still coming your way on this platform. Till we meet again, I am Martin. If I Shuku Ekezie, have a wonderful weekend. Okay, guys, thank you. Like, subscribe, and share, right? Hit the subscribe button right here. Then remember to check out my book on Amazon.com. Hip Hop and Igbo Culture by yours faithfully, Martin Afenifere. Thank you.